Colorado Gay Rodeo Association is one of the oldest organizations in the community here in Denver. We've been around for over 30 years. Our goal is to do two things, mainly to promote and extend the country western lifestyle and to support our community. The first we do through passing on the traditional skills of rodeo in roping, riding, and wrangling through our gymkhanas and rodeo schools. And the second we do through fundraising for our community through lots of fundraisers that we do combined with the rodeo and outside so that we're able to support charities in the community. Soiree first started working with Rainbow Alley several years ago. Each year we help sponsor and present the annual holiday dinner for the youth there. And it's a great treat for us to be able to spend that time with them, knowing that many of them don't have another opportunity to have a holiday meal other than the one that we share with them. Well, first and foremost, anybody who is a young person today, just as when Soiree was formed, has many challenges in coming out and identifying themselves, growing as a person and developing their personality. Those challenges don't change whether you're gay or lesbian or bisexual or anything like that. They're challenges that any young person is going to face. But we know that they're a little bit compounded when they add to it the whole idea of sexual identity and growing into that particular part of your life as well. We feel, as established members of the community, that it's part of our role to help support these young people as they go through that process and to let them know that there's a greater, wider, and more welcoming community out there waiting for them to be part of. Let me address what we've been able to give, not just to Rainbow Alley, but to the broader community as well. Not only do we help other organizations through volunteering our time and effort like we've done with Rainbow Alley, but we are able to make direct contributions. Just last year, Soiree gave over $24,000 in contributions to community charities, and since 2001, we've given over $283,000, thanks to the help of our partners and sponsors and our members. When Soiree learned that Rainbow Alley was going to be honoring us this year, we were thrilled because while we do what we do because we love to support our community, it's a great treat for our members to receive that recognition and to know that the young people of Rainbow Alley appreciate what we are able to do with and for them.
The High Bullseye Darts League is a charity organization. We play darts and we do nothing but raise money for charities, and we have chosen Rainbow Alley for the last several years as our charity of choice. And last year we donated $6,000 to Rainbow Alley, and over the last 5 years the total is between $9,000 and $10,000. The Dart League has been around for a little over 15 years. We have 7 host locations with 144 members. So for us to be able to raise that kind of money in 1 year, I think was pretty amazing. Our host locations are various bars throughout the city, to include the Aqua Lounge, Barker, Compound, Charlie's, let's see, there's a few more, Little Devils, the Eagle, and the R&R. Without those host locations, we wouldn't be able to have our Dart League, and therefore we wouldn't be able to support all of our charities, to include Rainbow Alley. It's a great community organization. It's a great place for the youth of today to be able to go attend programs. They're going to be our leaders in our future, and we want to be able to support that function. Like I said, we do believe that you guys serve the youth of our community, and they're going to be the leaders in the future. We love the fact that the youth in Denver have a place to go. I don't think too many places can say that. I know for a fact that I did not have a place to go when I was a youth, and so that just makes it all that much better. We're very excited to have been selected to receive this award. We haven't had that honor in the past, and we're very excited. We can't wait until the function.
I'm Carlos Martinez, former CEO of the Center. I'm happy to share these thoughts on behalf of the trustees of the J. and Rose Phillips Family Foundation of Colorado, who have long supported Rainbow Alley. The J. and Rose Phillips Family Foundation of Colorado honors the legacy of its founders, J. and Rose Phillips, by continuing the family tradition of sharing resources for the public good and by exercising leadership and flexibility in responding to emerging community needs. Jay came to the United States in the arms of his parents when he was 2 years old. They were fleeing the cruelty inflicted on Russian Jews. By the age of 8, Jay was working to help support his family. The family managed with very little, but they got by, and his mother taught him to leave a portion of his earnings each day at the bakery to buy bread for people who might otherwise go to bed hungry. The story of his success in business is the story of the American dream. Like his mother, he manifested his gratitude by sharing. He did not like the word give. He believed that a hairline of good fortune separates people who make good and people who don't, and those who make it should help the ones who don't. He taught his children and grandchildren to share and to care, to give a hand up to those in need, to work towards social justice, to repair the world one life at a time, and to fight discrimination wherever it rears its ugly head. Jay's work against discrimination began with efforts to strengthen the understanding between Christians and Jews at a time when anti-Semitism was prevalent in Minneapolis and St. Paul, and grew to encompass concern for good relations among people of all religions. The foundation has been working to break down barriers ever since. The J. and Rose Phillips Family Foundation of Colorado has been deeply committed to LGBT equality ever since the passage of Colorado's Amendment 2 in 1992, when the cruel discrimination faced by gay and lesbian people became so horribly evident. The foundation has been a strong ally of Rainbow Alley and all the programs at the GLBT Community Center of Colorado for the past 15 years, providing steady support needed to grow staff and develop programming. The trustees have asked me to express how much this award means to them. They asked me to convey this message. We want each young person who comes to Rainbow Alley to be inspired by what Jay Phillips accomplished and by what he stood for. No barriers should stand between them and their dreams. We want them to know that they too can succeed and that they too have a treasure to share, namely the experiences and the values that Rainbow Alley stands for: self-respect, love and respect for others, and the courage to advocate, to work toward genuine understanding amongst all the wonderful, diverse human beings that they will encounter in their lives.
I first went to Rainbow Alley as sort of a youth patron, I guess, when I was, I think, like 15 or 16, can't remember. And I went with a friend of mine, and we both kind of heard about it. I was kind of in an interesting space and trying to figure out my identity and where I was and that kind of thing, and just kind of found my way there. And was involved for quite a while, and then ended up being a staff member there for a while as well. I think, working there, it was really a day-to-day thing. One day you could be running, the Sex at 6 program, and then the next day you're, sitting down with someone and talking about what's going on in their life, and really anything that's needed, I guess. I think the biggest thing is how important it is to create a space like Rainbow Alley, to just create sort of this welcoming, accepting environment where youth can go and figure themselves out and not feel the pressure to do so, I think. I think that's one of the greatest things about it, is it's just, everyone exists in that space in however way they want to, and they engage, I think, in much more honest ways than they can in their sort of regular life. I think it was a great thing for me, and I saw a lot of, my friends and people that showed up there that it really made a huge difference in terms of giving them confidence and sort of establishing this greater sense of self-worth. I'm obviously honored. I don't, and this is just in general, like I don't ever do any of the work I do to be recognized. I do it because it needs to be done, and I think there's always room for more people to do more things. And Rainbow Alley was a very significant part, I think, of those couple of years where I was here, and it's kind of great for me to revisit that a little bit and go back to that and remember how much it actually did impact me. I think it's just an important thing to have, and I think Denver's really lucky to have a space like Rainbow Alley where youth can come to. And I think not only where youth can come to, but where families can get advice on, their child is coming out, and there's, great people around that can talk to them and make them feel comfortable and give them the ability to support their children in whatever way they need to and can. I just think it's a great resource to have. Like I said, we're lucky to have it. I've been to a lot of states and a lot of cities where programs like this don't exist, and I think it's really detrimental to the community there.
Yeah, so when I was in high school, I was involved with the Gay Lesbian Straight Education Network, GLSEN for short, and had learned about Rainbow Alley through my work with them. And then if I was to fast forward, it wasn't until a few years later, in I believe 2010, that I started working at this center as the program coordinator, specifically doing healthy living and learning programming, so specifically comprehensive sex ed, as well as a tobacco cessation program, in general, just sort of healthy practices and living types of programs, like a running club, a dance team, fun stuff like that. Well, I think first off, Rainbow Alley is important because there's not a lot of spaces that are welcoming to young people, and in particular LGBT young people. And that's a problem, that's an issue. There's not a lot of places for folks to hang out that feels comfortable. But primarily, what I found from when I was actually working there is that it really provided a space for folks to feel welcomed, even beyond the identity that may have brought them there. So beyond being lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, many folks were there because they knew that they felt safe and comfortable, whether they were a person of color, whether they were coming from a different religious background or a variety of different class backgrounds. They really felt there was a space that was welcoming and welcoming and safe, regardless of how folks may have identified within their sexual orientation. And that really spoke volumes to me. It's really humbling, but at the same time, Rainbow Alley is nothing without the young people who make it what it is. So even for me as a young person who was there, and then as an adult who was working there, it really is about the young people who are there and what they want to do and how they want to do it and what perspectives they're bringing to the table. And that's really the magic of Rainbow Alley, if you will.
Well, about 15 or 16 years ago, I got a call about 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon on Christmas Eve afternoon. And the organization, or the people who were supposed to arrange for Rainbow Alley's Christmas gifts and their dinner, had let the ball drop. And so they were looking for someone. I had just met the people with Rainbow Alley. I did not know anything about it until right before then. And so I said, well, I was sure that we would do it, but I wanted to run it past my partner at the time. And so I did, and of course we did, but we had a little difficult time because as late in the afternoon as it was, and on Christmas Eve, no one would take my credit cards. So the next year, we said we would do it again, but we did not want to get gift cards. We wanted a list because these are children, and they don't get something every single day like a lot of our children do. So we wanted to make sure that Christmas was very special for them, just like it should be for children. And for one thing, I love children, and I've always wanted to help any child that I could help. And when I found out about Rainbow Alley and found out that some of these children did not have a home simply because they were gay. And that to me was just so crazy. I mean, they were good kids, a lot of them making good grades. And why would you want to put your child out of your home? And of course, I looked back and I wasn't so sure what mine would have done either. And so I feel very strongly. Before we started this, we always found a family that could not afford Christmas and gave gifts to the children and food for the family. So these are our children. They're gay children. Everyone out there is not looking to help gay children. So we wanted to make sure that they were taken care of. You know, it's, if we don't take care of, my motto is, if we don't take care of our children, who's going to? So, and they need help and love, and to know that there are people out there that care about them, just like everyone does, just like I do. Yes, I have involved a lot of people. I was afraid for a while that they were going to see me on the phone and say, "Oh God, don't answer it, it's Linda, she's wanting money." But we were doing this ourselves, just buying the Christmas presents, wrapping them, taking them, and giving their food to them for Christmas. And what happened was, it grew so large that finally someone, I thought it would be bragging if we told anyone that we were doing it. And so, but I had a friend that knew, and she said, "Listen, you need to involve other people in the community." So now we have a very large list of people who give, gay people, straight people, people who care about the gay community and the gay children. So anytime I meet someone new, well, their name goes on a list so that I can call them. And I have people who have helped me. They've made a list of their own, and called friends and asked them to donate money for these children for Christmas. So that's the way it got. That's the way we got started with asking people. It first was a very small group. I would say that if volunteering, especially for me with the children, is just the most wonderful thing that I could possibly do, I think, for anyone, is to make sure these children are taken care of. But there are a lot of volunteer positions, that are needed to be filled, I'm sure. And I think there's nothing so gratifying as volunteering. I really do. And it helps a lot of people. And I just cannot say enough good things. And as far as the award, I'm simply blown away that I'm getting this award. I was shocked, but I'm thrilled. I couldn't be happier. So. Right. Well, because I know that I'm shocked to be getting it, because I know that there are a lot of people that deserve awards in this community for their volunteer work and the things that they do for the center. And so I'm very humbled to be getting this. It means a lot to me. If anyone out there knows people that would like to give, we would certainly be very, very happy to get that name, and I will contact them, or they can contact them and then call me. We need all the people involved that we can possibly get, because every year we seem to get more and more children involved. And it's heartbreaking. I only started giving out the presents and having dinner with them 2 years ago. And it is truly moving and heartbreaking to see these teenage boys and girls cry when they get their present and thank me and my elves, as they call them, the people who give me money, because they say that this was the only present that they will get. And it truly will, it will move you, I can tell you, if you ever see it.